I was sitting in my hostel, angry. Papa was calling me back for no reason. I couldn't stand it at all. The elder uncle ran away with the girl he liked, went, and the younger uncle arranged the marriage, and now he is abroad due to a business problem. The women left the house alone. The children are alone, that's why they called me. I wanted to protect everyone for a moment, so the thought came to my mind. I'm a security guard, but I had to go. It was Papa's order, and it was up to me to avoid it. No, but I didn't know it was there. How much benefit will I get by going? I was on the threshold of youth, and at that age, boys' emotions boil over, something like that. The situation was mine, that's why I was alone. I wanted to stay. The presence of people only bothered me, and she only bothered her hostel mates. I went out to meet friends, etc. Papa had already taken me to the hostel. I had sent it to pick from. As I sat inside, the driver greeted me. While I ignored it, I was engrossed in my mobile phone, little uncle. I couldn't go to the wedding because of me. I had exams coming up and I was very excited about them. I missed the wedding, but what could I do? I was forced to tell Baba that the wedding date should be moved forward a few days. But Papa forbade your uncle from doing that. I have to go abroad, so I'm not getting married. The sooner the better. I didn't talk to them again either. Because when they didn't care about me, why should I resist something for a long time? After a long journey, the car suddenly jerked towards the house. I was standing in front when I entered the house. I saw my mother at the door. A beautiful smile spread across my face. I went to them immediately. It was attached to the chest 3 whole months later. I was visiting my mother, and this was no small break in meeting them. My heart felt at peace after taking it. I came in with them and stood in front. My feet hurt when I see a beautiful girl. They were frozen there. That girl was not a maiden. It seemed as if a beautiful white fairy descended from the sky. Face with big, intoxicating eyes like petals, like pink lips. I got them in a moment. They had been thoroughly examined while Mimi was dumbsaid, pointing at the girl. It was James Bond. This is your Aunt Lily. Greetings. Do them, I said to Mimi in surprise. I saw something inside my heart being torn apart. The girl I liked was my aunt. It was a coincidence, but it was a beautiful one. They are about to gain some benefit here. I was the one who immediately stepped forward. I held their hand as we walked forward, and while shaking hands, he said, "Peace be upon you." "Hello, Auntie. I am your nephew, little one. Uncle's most beloved result is his hand in it." He clasped his hands together and said, she smiled nervously at me. She was so excited and took her hand from mine. She smiled as she pulled it out and went inside when suddenly my mommy hit me on the head from behind. He was slightly embarrassed and spoke with a glare. "It was rude, don't shake hands like that. Now she knows you a little bit." I immediately grabbed her hand and said, "Mimi." I laughed and avoided it, but my deep gaze was really focused on them. She was beautiful, and looking at her beauty, I don't know why something was happening to me. I suddenly wished that this uncle would have been mine, not hers, but I immediately shook my head. I said to myself, I had informed my friends that I was home. I have arrived. Then it's like friends, the line had already been set up. Someone had asked me. I was coming to meet you, so I never, because someone came after 3 whole months. And this break is enough. It's normal. It was daytime. I woke up in the morning, and my mother was in the room. I was there, cleaning my room too, was doing, and at the same time trying to get me up. I was also insisting that I get up. Looking at me, he said, "Hey, you're mine. Will you take Auntie to the market, poor thing? She's very worried about some of her belongings. I want to buy a meaningful one on my face." A smile appeared, and I said while laughing, "What kind of goods are they supposed to buy? Everyone is fine, Mommy. I'm talking to you." I immediately understood the meaning and had it, and slapping me on the shoulder, she said, "You have become so devilish, you are in the limit. Be ashamed of yourself for talking so rudely. No, I won't tolerate it at all." She suddenly became angry, so he put his hand on her throat and held her close. While putting it together, he said, "Hey, I mean it. Surely they don't need any groceries. What else can they buy besides what they have to buy?" I said, "Can I?" and went to the washroom. I was gone, but Mommy wasn't a little girl. She understood what I meant very well. I came out after taking a bath, so for me, breakfast was ready. Auntie was right in front of me. While setting the breakfast, she said, "James Bond, take it. Will you go outside?" I immediately pushed and shook his head loudly, and holding hands, he said, "I will do everything for you. I will do whatever you say to my face." When that they had taken one look at me, and then she left the room. I don't know why. I see a plea for help in their eyes. It looked like it was something. I want to say something, but I was afraid to tell you. I kept quiet. I had breakfast, etc. And then when he started using his mobile phone, I had come out with my purse and a blanket. While looking, he said, "If you are free, we will." I walked both of them to the market and shook my head. I had shaken it and called out to Mimi. He had gone outside to say to them. We also had a car at our house. And there was a driver too, but I deliberately expressing a desire to take Aunt on a bike, she immediately said, "No, we're not on a bike." But no, they will go by car, I will go by it. I didn't want to sit here. I immediately said, "Hey, traffic will be so much easier on bikes. It happens that a person gets out of the car. Can't. The bike has this feature. You just pull the car back and forth." After listening to me, he was silent for a while. She was staring at the bike and then said, "Yes." Car had gone with me towards the bike. My buds had just opened. I wanted to take them on a bike on purpose. I see my goal being fulfilled. I had immediately taken out the bike when she was sitting behind me and said, "Please." Driving comfortably makes me want to sit on the bike. I'm very scared. My brother, once I was knocked down, laughing at what they said. I had said I would fall myself, but I won't fall. How can you catch me? They grabbed my shoulder while I immediately put my hand on his, and his hand on his stomach while wrapping it. He said, "Hold it from here so that you could have easily done it." She was suddenly hesitant, and shaking her head in the negative, she said, "No. No, it's okay to say it from the shoulder." He put his hand on my shoulder. I had given it, and I had not said anything either. The car had been started by a short passenger. Later, they took them to a nearby market. She had quickly gotten out of the car, and while watching, I said, "You stay here. I'm here with my luggage." I nodded. He gave a slight nod and sat there. His eyes started using mobile phone a while ago. It had passed when suddenly someone tapped me on the shoulder. I looked back when I held out my hand. A school friend of mine stood in front of me. I was immediately awakened by it. While hugging, I chatted here and there. I was about to do it when he started telling me, "Where did all the people with us end up? I've been talking to him." Only half an hour had passed when I saw Auntie was seen running away in fear. It was close to me, right on their face. Drops of sweat were appearing, hands were shaking. I immediately said, "Auntie, what happened?" "Okay," they tapped me on the shoulder. And I had to get out of here quickly. I was surprised and said, when my friend saw the face, he immediately greeted them. When I started to do it, they just looked at me. She threw it at her friend and sat on the bike. I had said goodbye to him with a gesture. And the car was parked on the road for some reason. I felt some danger. I immediately questioningly, "What happened, Auntie? Are you okay?" Okay, did something happen when I was so scared that they hadn't even heard the short story. After a long journey, we reached home. Now, tell them something or listen to them. He was already running home. I went inside and I was suddenly scared. I didn't know what was happening outside. I thought they had suffered so much. I'll go tell my mom, but then they both fell silent, both of them in a daze. It could have been if Mimi had been her sister-in-law. "If you catch this, you will be miserable for the rest of your life." She taunts me. That's why I kept quiet. I wanted to know if I was safe, so I took the car back outside. He took it out and went to his friend. I went and returned in the afternoon. I heard the voices of my mother and aunt in the kitchen. I had also gone there, and he stood leaning against the back of the door. It was at my command that they both turned and looked. Immediately, my mother came to me and she said, while twisting her ears, "Tell me the truth, please. What did you do to your aunt so much?" She was more afraid that as soon as she entered the room, I started crying. "Tell me the truth. You did it." They said something while I was surprised. The reason was that the eyes had become big. That is, the matter was she was crying a lot. I called her aunt. While watching, I said, "Hey, I didn't do anything. Maybe she was just afraid of something. There's nothing else to do but listen to me." He immediately nodded his head yes. And looking at Mimi, she said, "Yes, yes." Brother-in-law, that dog actually appeared in front of me. I was scared when I saw the dog. They looked at me with gratitude. I didn't know why I had any issues, and it seemed like Mommy had also abandoned me and asked me for food, etc. I thought I had also twisted the matter. I had to do this because Auntie is so impressed with me. It so happened that she sat in my room last night. There was a smile on their face. I was looking at them carefully. They looked at me. "Thank you so much for watching. I have to pay this much, James Bond. You have done so little. You saved me in front of my sister-in-law." I immediately said, "By the way, what were you talking about, Aunt?" Why were you so worried? Is there a problem? If so, you can talk to me. Listen to me." She was silent for a few moments, and then she looked at me and said, "Yes, there is a problem that only you can help with." Hearing them, my face immediately the smile was gone, and I saw them. While watching, he said, "You order me further. I am here. What other work is there that I can't listen to what they say?" He looked at me once, and then she said, "Look, you are young, I am young too. I am, but how can I speak? I don't understand anything." "No, I understand what they mean." He immediately stood up from his place, and looking at him, he said, "What do you mean? What do you want to say about the young man?" "Hey, you're young, what's the point?" She became completely silent after hearing me speak. And while looking at me, she said, "Okay, you, have breakfast. I'll tell you this again later." Saying that, she went to her room, but I didn't think their intentions were right. I don't know why I feel a sense of danger. It was true that Uncle was they left early, and I don't know why. This is what I felt in the Dal. Some are black, some are messy, but I had learned to keep my lips because you can improve your image by saying anything that is completely opposite. I don't want to spoil it in my aunt's eyes, but I felt like my aunt. There is something else in my heart. This is the truth. She was young, and looking at them, I kept thinking that something is going wrong in my mind. But I was also praying in my heart. If there is anything wrong in their hearts, if it is, they should shake it off soon, because I love my uncle very much. The flat was in its place, but I did not commit treason. She could have been my aunt in my relationship, and I admit this in my heart. I was young, but I was old. I wanted to stay within the limits, but my mom told me not to. From time to time, I will point this out. The matter was understood very well, but time passed. I was slowly passing through my private. I was preparing for the exam because I didn't want to leave my studies either. It was just a normal day. I was at my grate for playing cricket with friends. I went to the field and came back exhausted. I will return around 5 p.m. It was like I came home, my younger brother. It was learned that Mimi was going to get vegetables. I'm going to the market. I took my sister with me. They have finished, and he is now going to tutoring. If only Auntie is at home, then you are at home. Saying this, he left while a strange thought arose in my heart. Who was planning to go to his room? Thinking about something, he went towards his aunt's room. But looking at the scene in front of me, my hair stood on end, I thought. It wasn't like they could even do that, because they put a trap inside the front fan. Was she trying to commit suicide? As soon as I thought of it, I immediately went to them, and holding their hands, I led them to bed. Their faces were pulled down from the panic. My eyes were wet with sweat, tears welling up in my eyes. I said while shaking them, "Auntie, what were you doing? Your mind?" "Okay," he heard me crying. It hit me in the chest when I was completely alone. It was left standing still in place. "What are you doing?" She was sobbing. I slowly separated them from myself and sat them on the bed, and he was sitting at the feet and holding their hand. While holding it, he said in a questioning tone, "What? It's over. Why are you crying? Everyone is fine. Tell me what's wrong and then what?" He told me that, and I was stunned to hear it. I really had no hope at all. Auntie said that it could be like that. "Before I married your uncle, we both loved each other, the boy. There had been so many close calls that send others your pictures, etc. I have also spent many of the pictures were sent to them, and this unfortunate someone edited my photos and made them look ugly. He has made it, and he says that now he is mine. We'll send it to her husband and also post it on the internet. I will make the pictures go viral. I'm confused. I don't understand anything. What should I do when he doesn't want to do all this? When I refuse, he says he wants me to pay. I have given money many times for this reason. You must remember when you came here, I went to the market with you once. That day too, he hit me, and I was threatened that if you don't give me money, I will ruin you. I'll give it to you. I don't understand anything. James Bond, what can I do? I need your help. I was asking you to be young. You are my friend. You will understand, but your uncle will not understand this. They won't understand that he is a businessman. And she is also older than me, my aunt." It was really quiet after hearing that. I was so sorry that he was poor. How much trouble I had gotten into. He put his hand on her shoulder and comforted her. While giving it to me, I said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you. I will definitely do something for it, and we will definitely catch the blackmailer, and I completely forgive him for this act. I won't give it, and then I will show my influence. Immediately file a complaint against this person. I had someone at home do this. My father didn't let it be known. I need to protect the women in my family. I was called for, and I now call these women. I wanted to protect myself against this man. As soon as I complained, the police officer got it in just a week, was arrested, and then with this mobile, all those pictures were also deleted, and then the data he had, I also broke the device. Thank God. I was paid to reach home on time. Otherwise, I don't know what happened in our house that day. She would get so angry that she wanted to commit suicide. I wanted to give this message to all these people. I want to blackmail girls. They are jealous of your homes. Believe in God. I am also a mother, sister, daughter. If not, then, in the future, the wife in your life, a daughter will come after her through him. Will you come if you are with someone's daughter today? If you do, Allah Almighty will surely reward you. In case of any, all of this will definitely show someone. That's why playing with emotions is a sin. My deepest request is that you never tell anyone, don't hurt an innocent person in such a way that friends come to the point of taking your own life. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section related to the video. Please let me know your valuable feedback, and if you like the video, please like it. To watch more such new videos as well, so be sure to subscribe to this channel too. I will take it. Thank you.